Yo, yo, what up, what up, what up? What's popping? What's going on? What's going on? It's your boy, Mr. Locario, the bad boy of the dating game. What's good? What's good? So, man, I wasn't going to do the video, but then I saw Kevin's video and I was like, oh man, I got to do this video. So this is a response to the response to the response. You feel what I'm saying? But we gonna get it in. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna play his thing, and I'm gonna be responding to what he's saying. And as I was watching this video, guys, I was saying to myself, I'm thinking, I just don't understand how he doesn't get it. And shout out to Kevin, because before I even get into all of that, I like to have these types of back and forths about the game and different philosophies of the game. You feel what I'm saying? So that's good. Like, I think that's a good thing. Now, what I was thinking of when I was watching his video, I was like, what is he not getting? And then it hit me. I was like, okay, it hit me. Because I was wondering, I'm like, how does he not understand or get what I'm saying? And it hit me. And this is the difference between, you know, his game and my game. You understand? And how we teach game. What I noticed is that the way I teach game is that I teach you guys to make the game about you, right? And what I noticed with him is that he teaches guys to make the game about the women. You understand what I'm saying? So that's the difference. That's the difference. Shout out to AT was good. Leon Kids was popping. Millionaire Status. What's up? Dada Saints was good. What's going on? But before we get into this critique, let me hit this real quick. You feel me?
Everybody has game. The thing is, though, is your game weak or is your game strong? See, that's the difference. See, having weak game is synonymous with having no game. But you have game. You have a strategy to get what you want, but your strategy might be weak.
I always tell these guys, snap your fingers. And I'll tell them, snap your fingers. Like, you hear that sound? I'm like, what is that sound? Bitch, that's a 17-year-old that just turned 18. That's a 19-year-old that just turned 21. They are just, they're everywhere.
Hi, how you doing? You think I give a fuck about how you doing, bitch? All I want you to motherfucking do is open your mouth and say something so I can hear how your voice sounds so it can tell me how the fuck to get at you.
Your feelings are not facts. Because you feel like whatever you feel like, you can't get me to believe that there's more than two genders. You understand what I'm saying? And truthfully, I'm not sorry, because I can't really make facts out of your fucking feelings. Matter of fact, fuck your feelings. There's only two genders. Only two genders. You trying to tell me that genders are neutral and niggas is trying to come up with 92 fucking genders, bro.
There's this narrative now that it's okay for a man to cry, and it's really pushing this sensitivity, express yourself, express your feelings. One thing I've always respected about my father growing up, I never seen my dad cry. Me and him would get into arguments, we would go at it, we would fight. I would say the harshest things to him I could to hurt his feelings, but I never broke him.
Shoot, just the right pair of shoes get your dick sucked. Just the right pair of shoes. Women don't, seriously, you could look like Boris Cujo. You'd be 6'8", you know, have a print down to your knee. They look at those shoes, they bust, they just like, oh no, not him. Nah, boo-boo.
The bitches shine because of the nigga. Period. Like, and when it's functioning correctly, that's the way it is. So, on that note, dick is a gift. It's a gift. It's a gift.
You got to play your way from start to the end. That's having game. Because if you do that, what you expect is what's going to happen. See, don't no accidents happen with motherfuckers that got game.
All right. What's popping? Okay, so listen, before I get into this critique, what I want you guys to understand is that I'm talking about the ideas here, because, you know, a lot of times on YouTube, when people disagree with other people, they're like, oh, you're hating. No. this isn't hate, and you know, this is just critiquing different ideas of the game. And so I like the fact that me and Kevin have, you know, been respectful in this back and forth. You feel what I'm saying? But this show right here actually is going to be staying on YouTube. It's not going on Patreon, right? Because I'm going to be using you know, clips from his video and all that other stuff to talk about the game. So let's bring this up real quick. Let's bring this up real quick to the screen. Let's bring it up to the screen real quick, right? And so I'm gonna this is like a 45-minute video, right? So I'm not gonna take any calls today on today's show because I just want to get, I'm probably gonna go through this whole video actually. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, when I was watching it, I was like, you know, again, I was wondering, I was like, what's the thing? I was like, there's something here that's a disconnect. And what I noticed is all it really is that we see the game differently. You understand what I'm saying? We see the game totally different, right? And like I said, I teach you guys to make the game about you. And what I noticed in his stuff that he's talking about, he's making the game about women. You understand? But let's start this, and I'm gonna stop and start, you know, in between so that we can get into this. So I'm gonna play this real quick.
Right, because unfortunately in Mr. Locario's video, although well-intentioned, he strawmans me a bunch, especially even from the get-go.
All right, let me know if y'all can hear that. Put a 1 in the chat if y'all can hear that shit. Put a 1 in the chat if y'all can hear that before I keep going, because I don't want to keep going and, you know, you're missing stuff and all that. So just put a 1 in the chat really quick if y'all can hear that. You feel what I'm saying? I just want to know. All right, so Tony put it 2. You seriously can't hear that, Tony? He's like, don't play with me now. All right, 1. Good, we good. Okay, let's go.
Basically what a straw man argument is where, because, you know, I see this a lot in my comment sections of people attacking me or attacking certain points I never even said to try to defend Myron. Locario kind of does the same thing here where he basically builds up a premise that doesn't represent what I believe in, and then he attacks it very effectively, mind you. He's very convincing in it. But the issue is he's attacking points that I agree with. And we're going to cover in depth what those things are in this video. And because like 90% of the things that he says in his video, I agree with. But there's a crucial 10% that I definitely disagree with. And I think that actually is a reflection of Mr. Locario not understanding a certain key concept that's at the core of my belief system and the way that I look at dating dynamics, which is R versus K selection theory, the dual mating strategy.
And see, I'm gonna stop right there because he's actually right, where I was watching it and I'm like, I don't understand why he comes at the game this way, right? As far as what he was doing. And then it started to make sense based off of him because he was talking about R/K selection theory. Now, at first I was like, when I heard that the first time, I was like, what the fuck is that shit? You know what I'm saying? And he's going to explain it a little bit in the video. But the reason why I've probably never either heard of that, or even now that I've heard of it and I'm thinking about it, it doesn't really apply to anything I teach. You understand what I'm saying? It doesn't apply to how I run game. You understand what I'm saying? But let's continue.
And more specifically, some more details behind the neuroendocrinology, try to say that 10 times as fast, when it comes to dating dynamics and human sexual behavior. Okay. So I'm going to dive into what some of those things are first before we get directly into this video. This is going to be a long breakdown video, but you guys have been asking for more informative content, because I claim that nobody knows more than me when it comes to dating and relationships, especially in the manosphere. I'm going to prove that.
He said that nobody knows more than him, you know, about dating and relationships and all that, especially in the manosphere. Well, I'm not part of the manosphere, but you know, I just find it interesting where I wouldn't say that he knows, because again, it's just two different things. Like I'm trying to find, because I was listening to what he's saying, but then when he's saying what he's saying, I'm seeing so many holes in the situation of what he's talking about to where I don't think it's that effective in certain situations. But let's get into it so we could go in there.
To you guys here today, I know that's a lot of talk, but I'm sure you're going to be convinced about that once this video is over. Okay, so sit back, relax. This is probably going to be a long video, a long breakdown, but I'll try to keep it as terse as possible. All right, hold up. Before we move on, spank the like button. She's been a naughty girl. And show her who's daddy by subscribing to the channel. Okay, so let's get right into it. The video in question is a video that I made about Fresh and Fit, actually before the whole Anna Quinn Fitness Me Too Myron situation, where Myron made a video basically saying, okay, well, a girl is never going to basically make an alpha male weight. They only make beta males weight. Those weren't his exact words, but that was kind of implied through his rhetoric. And although in general, I agree with that statement, there are definitely particular cases in which I disagree with that statement. And we're going to be diving into why that is here. First of all, before I start this reaction video, I'm clipping in certain parts so that this video is not like 3 hours long. I'm only going to address certain points, the most important points, I should say, instead of just playing the whole video through. But it makes sense.
Now I'm gonna play the whole video through on this shit because there's a lot of shit we got to go to. But let's continue.
From a woman's perspective, if you're trying to land a high value mate, it makes sense to withhold sex. Okay, it's just the reality. I know.
Let me pause that real quick. So he said, in order to land a high value mate, you got to withhold sex. And he's going to say this a few times in his video. And I totally disagree with that. Because what happens is that a high value, attractive guy is not going to wait around. He's not. If he waits around, he's not a high value, attractive guy, period. You understand? It's a contradiction. If I'm a high value, attractive guy who women want, you understand what I'm saying? I'm a high value, attractive guy that women want. Why would I wait around for any particular woman for sex when I can just go replace her with someone else who's going to give me sex? You understand what I'm saying?
So here's the first straw man that Mr. Locario made of me. Is he keeps assuming, because I'm sure he's used to a lot of, coaching a lot of beta guys. I think he's just assuming that, if you wait for a girl, you're basically just sitting there with your dick in your hand and you're not really, you're not seeing other girls. No, what I'm saying is you can wait for a girl to have sex with you, right? While you are seeing other girls. I even say this in the video itself, is I would continue to date the girls that I'm seeing, but I'd have one girl, especially the girl that was, withholding sex from me. I would still continue to see her while I'm still seeing these other girls. Right? You don't have to just see one girl at a time. It would be a very dumb strategy if a girl is withholding sex from you and you're only dating her, because then she has all the power. It is very, very unwise of you to only get caught up on one girl, get one-itis, wait for sex to happen, or wait for her to finally get her ish together, whatever you want to call it, and then not see other girls in the meantime.
See, he was saying that I was doing a straw man argument because I said a high value guy is not going to wait around for sex. You understand? And that's not a straw man argument. That's I don't like to say common sense, but that's like, okay, look at it this way. What you have to understand is that people are going to do certain things because they're in a certain position. You understand what I'm saying? And so based off the position or the situation they're in, they're going to usually act a certain type of way, and they're going to react a certain type of way to certain things. You understand? So for example, that's like if I said, hey, there's a straight guy going around trying to holler at men and sexually assault men, right? Think about that sentence. There's a straight guy walking around campus trying to holler at guys and sexually assaulting men. Right? You would say, wait a second, then he's not straight. He's gay. Because a straight man wouldn't be trying to holler at dudes. Right? If you say, my rich friend is going around looking for part-time jobs to make ends meet, then you would say, wait a second, that doesn't make any sense, because if your friend is rich, why would he be going around looking for part-time jobs to make to make ends meet, right? So if you're a high value, attractive guy that can get multiple attractive women that want to fuck with you, why would you wait around for a chick to have sex with? Huh? You see what I'm saying? Like, and again, I'm using these extreme examples, but it's just really simple to understand. If you're a certain type of guy who gets access to a number of different women, right? This is why guys who are good at game, guys who know how to get girls, continue to keep getting girls, continue to hook up with a bunch of different chicks. But again, like I said, this is what I'm talking about, where I think what Kevin does is that he is making it about the woman and not himself. You see what I'm saying? And I teach you guys to make it about yourself, because if I'm waiting around for the woman, right, that means I'm making it about her, because I can just, get another girl. I can replace her. And he's going to talk about that in a second, of me talking about replacing, and then I'll get into that. But let's go.
The entire point is you are seeing other girls, and then this girl in your mind is a case selected mate. Therefore, you are willing to let more time pass. And that's a fundamental disagreement that we have. Again, he strawmanned me into just saying that, oh, well, why would you keep seeing this girl when you can just replace her? And I think this fundamentally goes to show you that Mr. Locario might, just through his rhetoric from what I've seen, he might be more in a kind of monogamy-based mindset.
Well, he doesn't know that I'm not monogamous, so I can't hold him to that. He probably don't know.
Where
I'm definitely not in a monogamous mindset at all. You feel what I'm saying? So I have a wife and a girlfriend. You know what I'm saying? And I still date other women. So I'm definitely not monogamous. You understand? Not monogamous. You feel me?
Because if you're using the term replace, and he uses the term replace her like 10 times throughout his reaction video.
Attractive men replace women. A guy who's attractive, he's going to replace. A guy who gets women, he's just going to replace the woman.
That implies that you can't add. It's kind of like, Coach Whitehall actually had a great analogy for this that he came up with when I was talking to him. It's like, all right, imagine that you have a whole bunch of cars. Like you have a collection of cars, right? You have like a Porsche, a Bugatti, whatever, right? A bunch of exotic cars. If you buy a new exotic car, do you have to replace it with a current exotic car that you have? Let's say that you want a Bugatti, but you have a Porsche. Do you have to replace the Porsche with the Bugatti? You only have to do that if you can't afford it.
See, and see, this is what's wrong with that analogy. First of all, let's talk about the replacing thing, right? When I'm talking about replacing the chick, what I'm talking about is this. I'll give you an example from real life. You understand? I went on a Tinder date with a chick once, right? We went out to get drinks, right? And it was just drinks because I only had time to go get some drinks with her real quick, kicking with her, see, fill her out. But then I told her, I said, listen, I got to go. But what I want to do is I want to meet up on Friday, right? And we'll get together and we'll hook up and we'll have sex, whatever, right? So she was down. She said, yeah, cool. That sounds good, right? So Friday comes. I text her in the morning. I say, hey, we still down for later tonight. I think I said like 7 or 8 o'clock or whatever, right? So I hit her up around maybe 11 o'clock, noon or some shit, right? So it's going on maybe 1 p.m. or some shit. I haven't heard back from her, right? So I hit her up again around maybe 1:30, 1:45. I said, listen, I haven't heard from you. Let me know by 3 p.m. if we're still down for 7 o'clock or 8 o'clock, whenever the fuck it was I said, right? So now 3 p.m. comes, I don't hear from her, right? Now, on my Tinder, I have 3 other women who's hitting me up. You understand? 3 other women. Now, at 3:01, literally as 3:01 is coming on, I'm going to my Tinder to replace her. Right now, those 3 other women hit me up. And then as I'm about to respond to this other girl, to one of the 3, another match came in with a chick who was badder than the other 3 that already had hit me up. So then I responded to her first and I said, yo, what you doing tonight? And she's like, oh, I'm free. I said, cool. Let's, you know what I'm saying? Let's make something happen. Right? So then I set up a time for that girl. You understand what I'm saying? And so what was funny was that the other girl, right, that I was supposed to see originally, she hit me up like later that night at like fucking 9, 10 o'clock. So I'm like, oh, I'm sorry, something came up, blah, 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 blah. I just ignored it. You understand what I'm saying? So now what happened was that I got with the other girl and I smashed that girl that night. So I replaced the first girl with the second girl. That's what I'm talking about when I'm talking about replacing her. You understand what I'm saying? That's what I'm talking about. Now, there are other situations where you might be in a situation, right? Exactly, Unique. I got
another
exactly. One. Just replace them. Get
another one.
If they tripping,
another
that's
one.
It. Get another one, right? So now, mind you, remember I had 3 in the queue that was trying to holler, and another one came through as I'm trying to holler to one of the 3. I see that other one. We get it in, and you know I keep it pushing. Right? Now, what you could do sometimes is this. Let's say you talking to a girl, and let's say the girl's like, hey, I just want to wait, because he's going to talk about this too, about women waiting and all that. He's going to be like, well, I just don't feel like I want to do it now and blah, 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 and I want to get to know you. All right, cool. Well, listen, this is what we're going to do. You have my number. You know what I want to do. So you call me and hit me up whenever you're ready to do that. That's it. You understand what I'm saying? Now, as far as his car analogy, right? This is a very, very important thing that you guys have to understand when it comes to game. See, he's talking about the car analogy as if he already has the girl interested in him. I'm gonna say that again. He's saying this as if he already has the girl interested, because he said, what if you own a bunch of cars? Do you have to replace this one? See, when these guys think about waiting on a girl, they're thinking of it from the premise of, well, the girl, she doesn't want to have sex now, but you can like wait it out and have sex with her later. Guess what? You might not have sex with her later because she may not have been interested in you at all. So you're waiting around for a girl who is going to at some point stop returning your calls and stop wanting to see you, and you still ain't smash. You see what I'm saying? You still ain't smash. This is what I'm trying to tell you guys. Like, you're talking about waiting around, or you have the assumption that you have her already, meaning you have the assumption that this girl actually is interested in you when she's not, because from his example, he's saying it from the premise of this girl is already interested. Or that you already have her, because he's like, oh, you can just add on. How are you adding on a woman who hasn't shown any interest? How are you adding a woman in your rotation who hasn't showed you any sexual interest? You see what I'm saying? Because essentially she could just be there soaking up attention, and she'll never actually get with you and have sex with you. You see what I'm saying? So how do you add on somebody who you don't even know is interested in you? You see what I mean? But let's continue.
If you can't afford to have both, if you can afford to have both, you add it to your collection, right? The best way that I view this is, okay, if you have one girl that you really are into, but everybody wants her, right? Let's say for example, she's the Tesla Cybertruck, the bulletproof Tesla Cybertruck.
See, and again, this is what I'm saying, where it seems like Kevin likes to make it about the woman. You understand? He's like, what if you have a girl that everybody wants? Or what if you want a girl that everybody wants, right? First of all, and this is not me straw manning or whatever, but people like different shit. That's one. And two, why would I give a fuck what everybody wants? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't care who wants what. I only care about what I want. See, he's, again, and what you'll notice is that I think what Kevin does is he puts women on a pedestal. He's like, well, she's hot. Everybody wants her. She's like this high value girl. Listen, let me tell you guys something. These women ain't shit until you make them shit to you. You understand what I'm saying? They're not, listen, the girl means nothing to me until I make her meaningful to me, period. She's just another chick. You know that saying, what's that saying where they say, if a tree falls in the forest and no one's around to hear, does it make a sound? No, because the sound is based off of there being a person there with ears to hear. So if I'm dealing with a chick, or if I'm talking to a girl, right, and she's not doing what I say, she's not about what I'm about, right? I don't give a fuck about her. Listen, let's play some Rosebud.
Hi, how you doing? You think I give a fuck about how you doing, bitch? All I want you to motherfucking do is open your mouth and say something so I can hear how your voice sounds so it can tell me how the fuck to get at you.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you think I give a fuck about like what? But let's continue though.
You know, everybody has to pre-order it, but it's not going to show up on your doorstep for at least another year, no matter how special and high value you think you are. Now, what you have to do at that point is, okay, instead of just sitting there waiting around and not having other cars, if you're rich, if you're wealthy and you can afford it, you are going to have a bunch of other different exotic cars that you're driving around in the meantime. And then, but you don't have to necessarily be like, well, it's going to take a whole year for this Cybertruck to arrive, so I'm just going to cancel my order. No, that would be unwise. You should.
No, but this is what I'm saying. Why are you waiting around and putting that woman on a pedestal? He's saying, well, if you got this Cybertruck car that you're waiting for, why? Like this is what I'm saying. All of the women are the fucking same. See, this is what I'm saying. Like, again, it's different ways that we look at the game. He's looking at it like this chick's hot, this chick's not, this chick is more high value, this chick is zero. I look at all of the women the same, and none of them mean shit to me until I make them mean shit to me, period. You understand what I'm saying? I don't give a fuck about none of them until I give a fuck about them, period. You understand what I'm saying? That's it. See, the only women that I give a fuck about is the women in my family, my wife, and my girlfriend. That's it. All the other women I don't give a fuck about. You understand what I'm saying? I don't. You see what I mean? But let's continue.
Just wait around for the Cybertruck to eventually arrive, and then you can drive the Cybertruck around all you want. And if you can afford it as well, you don't necessarily have to replace all the exotic cars you have with the Cybertruck. You only have to do that if you can't afford all of those cars. I hope this analogy makes sense. Anyway, let's react to the video in question, and I might actually end up splitting this into two different parts because this is going to be a lot of content to go through. So, alrighty, let's begin.
I don't think it. See, let me stop it right there. See, this is the thing that people have to understand. A lot of guys still believe that women are out here not giving it up. You understand what I'm saying now? Everybody's different. Everybody's not the same. But in general, 90 to 95% of the women that you meet, right, have or will have sex either on the first date, first time meeting a guy, or will do it quickly.
Boom. I totally agree with that. 90 to 95%. I would reckon it's even higher. It might even be as high as 99%. Okay. Here's my whole stance on monogamy, and maybe there's a disconnect between his stance on monogamy and mine. I think monogamy is, there's so many different, there's so much risk involved with it as a man in 2021. If you don't choose the perfect mate, it's automatically not worth it. All right. If you want her to have 50% of your assets and all these other things and, take your children away from you and whatnot, it's a high risk move. Okay. And my entire point with monogamy is you should try to mitigate that risk as much as possible to the point where it's like, unless she checks all of the boxes and there's no stone left unturned, if you're not certain that she is the perfect woman to be your wife, then you should not go through with it. All right. So that being the case, with all of the women out there, especially for someone like Mr.Locario, who I'm sure is very good with women, and myself, who's really good with women, you should understand that 1% is going to be, you should be willing to do things that are different than the rest of the 99%. Okay.
No, see, this is what I'm saying. I don't do shit different for no woman. You see, this is what I'm saying. You see the difference. This is what I'm trying to tell you guys. There's a difference. That's what I'm saying. There's a difference between the way that he, approaches the game, the way that I approach the game. I don't do anything for women. You understand what I'm saying? I don't do anything for women. See, he's like, well, if there's that 1% that's like that, or who's like that, right? Then you should do things differently for her. Why? And see, what I want to know is this: how do you know that she is that 1%? If there is that 1%, right? How do you know she is that 1%? She could just be pretending to be that 1% for you. But also, even with that 1%, you got to understand that at some point, everybody, you understand what I'm saying, can be susceptible to doing anything at any time, depending on the circumstances. So even that 1% of women who hasn't had sex on the first date or hasn't had sex quickly as of yet, there could be a time where she meets a guy where she's inspired to do that. You understand what I'm saying? Like that. You see what I mean? But let's continue.
Okay. And this is one of those things, is if, let's say 95%, again, I actually think it's higher. I think 99% of women will sleep with you on the first date, especially if you're a high value guy. But there's this 1% that won't. And why is that? That 1% that won't, it's important to use this as a test for a long-term mate, especially a future wife potentially, because if, and Mr. Locario will talk about this a bit later in the video, women in general are more emotional, right? And if you're sleeping with a guy on the first date, a lot of times it's because your emotions are spiking and everything, and then you're just like, oh, he's so attractive, I can't help it, I'm gonna have sex with you, okay? Especially if you understand human psychology and how people can, unfortunately, some people will use game for the right things, but some people will use game to just manipulate women. If you understand that this woman is susceptible to potentially being manipulated and easily swayed emotionally by having sex on the first date, let's look at what cheating is. Cheating is having sex on the first date. Okay, it's literally the same exact. It's not literally the same exact thing, but it's basically synonymous with having sex on the first date. It's very rare that a woman will cheat when she went on, 15 dates with some guy behind a guy's back, and then all of a sudden she's having sex with them. I'm sure that happens, but that's an exception. And when I talk about this, I talk in generalities. I don't talk when it comes to the outliers. All right. If I am talking about the outliers, I'll make an exception.
I was kind of confused by that, but we'll continue.
And I'll be very precise with my meaning in that when I talk about this stuff. Okay. So that being the case, the only way it makes sense to have a monogamous relationship is if you're only doing it for like the 1% of women. And this is a test that you can do immediately to put them in either the K selected category or the R selected category. R selection, and again, Mr. Locario, this is where the disconnect is. He doesn't know what R selection theory is. He says it himself in the video. R selection is the theory that you just try to have sex with as many women as possible. You don't care about the offspring. K selection is a theory that you try to invest in one mate, more specifically invest in the children that mate provides. All right. So when it comes to having a case selected mate where you're investing all of your resources, all your time and everything, you should have very, very high standards for that person.
Okay. So basically what he's saying with this R selection and K selection stuff and the theories and all of that, this is why we have the show Real Game, No Theory, because listen, essentially what he's saying is this. He's saying, well, if a woman basically has sex quickly, right? Or let's say she's the 1% of woman who doesn't do that. That's the woman you should wait for because she's showing that she's the type of woman who's going to wait. Therefore, that means that she's most likely the type of woman that'll be wifey material because maybe she's not going to cheat on you. But you know what's funny? Was it yesterday, last night or something? Myself and Myron just did a video responding or reacting to that gamer dude, the 2K gamer dude. What is his name? Nato or Nadi or something like that, where he was married to this girl who was a virgin. And guess what she did? She cheated on his ass. You understand what I'm saying? So So this K-selected woman still cheated on his ass, right? This woman who he probably waited for and got with her, and she was a virgin, right? Still cheated on him. She's still a dude who was a player, came up, and he smashed that pussy, right? So again, that guy who he probably thought, oh, well, this girl's the 1%. I'm going to marry her. I'm going to wife her up. And he wipes her up, and then she cheats on him. So what he's saying is that the girl who essentially waits, who's the 1%, is she's not going to get, picked up by some master pickup artists. You understand what I'm saying? Because she's showing that she sort of has that discipline to withstand all of that shit. And then that's the girl you want to wife up, because if you wife that girl up, then most likely she's not going to cheat or, do some other shit with some other guy. And again, this is what I'm trying to tell you. Like we showed in another video, this guy married a virgin, and this virgin cheated on his ass. You understand what I'm saying? So this is why I don't get with the RK selected theory stuff, because to me, honestly, it's a bunch of nonsense. You understand what I'm saying? It's like, well, these women you want to fuck, and then these women you want to invest in to have your kids. And again, what you have to understand is this. Again, two different ways of looking at this shit. When I teach you guys how to actually have a long-term relationship, because remember, I've been with my wife for damn near up to 15 years now. You understand what I'm saying? We've been married for going on like this following year coming up is going to be like 8 years. You understand? But we've been together for 15 years and all. And I've been with my girlfriend for 2 years, coming up to 3 years soon. Right? Now, what you have to understand is that there are no perfect mates. You understand what I'm saying? And what you have to understand is that you as the man, you have to create the type of relationship that you want with a woman. So what he's looking at is, I think he's looking at it as, I want this ready-made woman who's just like this way so that she is the wifey material. No, you don't find wifey material. Wifey material is created by you. You understand what I'm saying? The reason why I'm in an open, non-monogamous, long-term relationship is because I created that situation. This wasn't my wife's idea. You see what I'm saying? This wasn't my girlfriend's idea to be in this type of relationship. Right now, they agreed to it, but it was me who created the situation. You see what I'm saying? You create your wife. Period. But let's keep it going.
As opposed to the other vast majority of our selected mates, where you really only just want to have sex with them, to be honest, and you don't want to have kids with them, you're going to have different rules for those two different rule sets. Okay. Anyway, let's continue with the video.
See what I'm saying? They are. The thing is that they'll pretend they're not, right? Because they know, and they're going to get to that in a little while. They know that, a lot of guys feel a certain type of way knowing a woman is sexual quickly. They start feeling weird about the shit. You understand? So they'll do the shit behind closed doors, and then...
Why do they feel weird about it? The reason that they feel weird about it is because some part of them deep down is telling them, oh, this girl is not wife material, because it's highly unlikely that if I have kids with her, it's possibly likely that those kids aren't mine. That's why there's a natural aversion for guys. If I tell you, the girl you're about to marry has had sex with 2,000 guys before, consciously you want to not care about it, but some part of you deep down cares about it. This is theory, but there's something innate within us biologically where that's a huge red flag of saying the chances that these kids that she bears are mine are very low, right? So that's why that's a red flag, and that's why he just admits it there himself, basically saying, oh, a guy will be bothered by that. He's bothered by that because there's some part of him internally that spans, evolutionarily spans probably, hundreds of thousands, millions of years back, that more than likely a female who has a lot of sexual partners, it's highly unlikely that the child or the children that they bear are yours.
See, what he's saying there is that, you know, like from it's hardwired in us to feel a certain type of way about the woman fucking a bunch of dudes because maybe the kid's not going to be yours and all that other stuff. Now, what I see it is that truthfully, at the end of the day, a lot of dudes is really insecure about this shit. Really, it's not really about, oh well, she might have offspring and that's going to be somebody else's. No, a lot of guys just don't like the fact that women are out here fucking, because some guys feel like, damn, well, maybe she had a bigger dick than my dick is going to be, or maybe she's going to jump to another guy and not be with me and all that. So I'm not saying what he's saying doesn't have any necessarily merit, because like you said, it's a theory of shit that happened back in the day, and genetically we're feeling a certain type of way because we want to make sure our offspring's the offspring and all that other stuff. But truthfully, in 2021, you understand what I'm saying? Like, it's really basically where dudes, when they talk about body counts and all that other shit, you understand what I'm saying? They're really talking from a place of insecurity and all of that. Because understand this, right? Yeah, they always talk about she can't pair bond and all that other nonsense. Understand this. It's actually not that easy to get a woman pregnant. You understand what I'm saying? Like, there's a small window to get a woman pregnant, right? Now, what happens is that it's natural for men and women to want to be fucking as much as they fuck. But we don't fuck just when a woman's ovulating. You understand? Fucking happens all the time. You understand what I'm saying? So what happens is that the same way you like to fuck is the same way women like to fuck. You understand? So a lot of these guys, what they're trying to look for is they're trying to say, well, I want to find this 1% of woman who is not out here doing a bunch of shit, because then most likely she's not gonna fuck another guy, and then most likely that would mean that the offspring that I got is my offspring. But like I said earlier, that gamer dude is an example of it doesn't matter, because his woman was a virgin and she cheated on his ass, just like a lot of virgins do. Why? Because they want extra dick. You understand what I'm saying? So you're thinking that, oh, well, the woman's not just, fucking around because she's this good girl, right? Okay, cool. She ain't fucking around. You found you a virgin. Congratulations. Guess what? When a player dude comes around, you understand what I'm saying? And makes it happen, it's a wrap. Oh, I think they about to play a commercial on my ass real quick. Hold on, let me see. I'm a high value, attractive guy that women want. Why would I wait around for any particular woman for sex when I can just go replace her with someone else who's going to give me sex? You understand what I'm saying?
Exactly. Again, and that's just evidence of the straw man there. I say that before. It would be, I said it before, it's really foolish for you to, if a girl's not, giving you sex, for you to just wait around. All right. You should be dating other women. When you have an abundance mindset, when you have game, when you're good with women, you have a lot of options. You're going to have a lot of selected mates. Okay. Ones that you don't necessarily want to probably invest time and energy into, or especially a relationship. Right. But for somebody who you see as potentially you having a relationship with, whether it's an open relationship, I don't know if you call it closed relationship, whatever, you're automatically going to invest more time in there. And when you invest more time, you're going to make some exceptions. Again, it's a foolish position to be in if you're not seeing other girls, because then you're giving all the power to her, and then she's dictating how the relationship happens. Here's another thing as well. If you want to have a girl who's kind of like, drawing or whatever, and just like withholding sex and playing games and whatnot, if she knows that you are hanging out with other girls, right? If she knows that you're a high value guy, it's going to influence her more to have sex with you quicker rather than playing games and withholding.
See, this is what Kevin doesn't understand. And shout out to Alan Roger Curry. This is why mode 1 is very important. See, what Kevin is not realizing is that there are women who will waste your fucking time, guys. See, he's saying, well, listen, he's like, listen, okay, if there's this one girl who's not trying to have sex with you now, just go fuck other girls, right? And I agree with that. You should be having sex with other girls. But guess what? If I'm having sex with other girls, why am I worrying about this chick over here? Why am I thinking about this girl over here? Right? Because I already replaced her, remember, with another woman. Like, I got a girl who's hotter than her right now. Why am I even bothering with her? I got another girl who's more cooperative than her. Why am I bothering with her? Right? And so what happens here is that girl, let's call her girl A, right? You got girl A and she's like, I want to wait, right? Then you got girl B, C, and D, right? Who's the other girls you're fucking. If girl D is hotter than girl A and is more cooperative than girl A, why the fuck are you even still worried about or dealing with girl A? Right? That's one. Now, two, let's say you are trying to still deal with girl A. Guess what? You have no idea whether or not girl A likes you. You have no idea whether or not girl A is just using you for attention. So let's say, for sake of argument, she is using you for attention. So you're going to waste time and energy dealing with a girl who has no interest in ever being with you or having sex with you? Why would you do that? You see what I'm saying? Like, see, these guys come up under the assumption, he's saying it like this. He's saying, well, if you're messing with girl B, C, and D, then girl A is going to see you're messing with girl B, C, and D. And then that means that she's going to start to want to fuck with you because you're dealing with girl B, C, and D. But guess what? If girl A has no interest in you at all, meaning she does not like you, she don't care who you fucking with because she don't like you. You understand what I'm saying? See, I think what happens is and I'm not necessarily calling him a pickup artist, but what happens with a lot of pickup artists, guys, is that they have this thing where they think that they can game every chick, meaning they can get every girl just by doing this, this, and that. No, you can't. Guess what? There are girls who don't like you, but they will use you for attention. They'll use you for your money. They'll use you for your time and energy, but they don't like you. This is why you'll get with a chick, you'll hit her up, you'll go back and forth with her, and out of the blue, she stopped talking to you, stopped calling you, stopped texting you. You already went on 3 or 4 dates with this girl, right? And then she just bounces. You see what I'm saying? Because she was never really interested in you, ever. And there was nothing you could do, say, or whatever that's going to make her interested in you. She was always from the jump just using you for attention, right? Just like there might be girls that you meet who, let's say you meet a girl, she got a fatty, she got a fat ass, and she giving up the pussy. So you're like, I'm gonna fuck this girl. She got a fat ass. She's all right. You understand? But you don't think she's all that. So in your mind, you're like, I would never make this girl my wife, ever. Never make this girl my wife. Like, she's done. Like, we could fuck here and there, until I get tired of the pussy, but I will never make this girl my girlfriend, wife, or nothing. There's nothing that girl's gonna do to make you want to, be to wife her up, because you've already decided from the jump, I just don't see her as wife material, period. You understand what I'm saying? Women are the same way. There are guys who they see as guys they will never fuck, guys they will never be with, and they've decided that already. But guess what? They're like, well, you know what? I'll use them for attention. You understand what I'm saying? I'll use them for a free meal. You feel what I mean? So that's what it is. But let's continue.
And he talks about this too. He even says it on his shirt. Women love sex. Yes, they love sex. And the fact that the girl that you really want, a potential case selected mate, the fact that she's withholding sex means that she's suppressing some side of herself because she thinks that that's going to help her get some kind of result, right? So if she sees that, oh, okay, well, I'm going to try to I'm going to try to basically shit test this guy and not have sex with him so that he likes me more. Because he admitted in the video, that girls will do that type of stuff. If she does that, but you, through your actions, show that you are also seeing other girls, then it's going to be a little bit more of an impetus for her to actually have sex with you and try to lock you down. All right.
See, again, guys have this assumption that they can just always make a woman who's not interested in. Listen, let me tell you guys something. There's high interest, medium interest, low interest, and no interest. Right? When a woman has no interest in you, there's nothing you could do. It's just like, when you hear certain guys say, they'd be like, yo, they're like, hey, don't validate a girl, don't tell her she's hot. Don't compliment her, because if you don't compliment her and you don't validate her, then she's going to chase your validation, right? She's going to chase you now because you're showing that you're not really that interested. You're like the pickup artist used to be like, oh, neg her, say this thing, and then she's going to chase you. Listen, a woman has to give a fuck about you first in order to want to come at you. So if she gives no fuck about you, she don't care what you do because you don't exist to her. You understand what I'm saying? So my point is, how do you know whether or not this girl is into you or not when you're just sitting there waiting for her to come around when she might never come around because she's not interested? But let's
again, what this comes down to, and this is why I can't help but think that Mr. Locario is more kind of like in a monogamy mindset, just based on his verbiage here. It's like, why would you replace?
Nope, not monogamous. But
replace a girl. You don't need to replace that which you can have a lot of. If you, like I said before, if you have a bunch of exotic cars and you buy a new exotic car, do you have to replace one of your exotic cars with a new one? No, you just add it to your collection.
See, again, this is the part where guys get this thing where they assume they have the girl. You don't have the girl unless y'all fucked. You understand? And even then you don't have her because, again, you don't own no girl. You understand what I'm saying? But what I'm saying is you don't have her interested. See, a woman has to show sexual interest because the sexual interest is showing that there's compliance there. There's cooperation. You understand what I'm saying? That means that she is submitting herself to you sexually. You understand what I'm saying? She's giving you her bargaining chip. That's what women do. Again, he's saying, well, she's making you wait. What's making him chase her? The fact that she's making him wait. That's her bargaining chip. So if she's giving you the sex, you understand what I'm saying? That's showing she is interested in you. But if you're waiting around, guess what? There's a chance she's not interested in you. You understand? Because you have no evidence of her being interested in you. You understand what I'm saying? You don't know. This is why, like, I've heard guys say, hey, don't kiss a girl on the first date because you want to build intrigue and make her wonder and make her think about you and wonder why you didn't kiss her. And then on the second date, she's going to be fiending for you. I'm like, nigga, are you crazy? If you don't kiss a woman on the first date, you don't even know if this woman is interested in you because y'all didn't kiss. You didn't try to kiss her. So you could have kissed her on the first date. She would have moved her face and been like, oh, no. And then that would have given you an indicator that she's not actually sexually interested in you. She doesn't even want to kiss you. You understand what I'm saying? So then what happens is that you're going on a date, a second date with a woman who you don't even know is sexually, if she's sexually attracted to you or not, which is ridiculous. But let's continue.
So if you're dating a bunch of women, this is a good strategy to use to not care if some girl's making you wait. If Mr. Locario is thinking, oh, well, by dating her, that means you're still, you go buy her dinner, buy her drinks, whatever, then yes, that's a dumb thing to do. That's a waste of time. Instead, you still hang out with her every once in a while, but you don't invest like money, for example. You don't pay for dates. You don't.
Wait, did you guys hear what he said? This is what I'm talking about. He said, you don't do a bunch of dates and all, but you hang out with her once in a while. Why am I hanging out with her? Why? You see what I'm saying? Why am I hanging out with her? You understand what I'm saying? I'm not hanging out with I'm not doing that. I'm not giving her attention. Again, this is what I said. Look, it's real simple. I've done this so many fucking times. This is all you guys need to do. You chilling with a chick, right? You let her know you trying to fuck. She's going to say, or she might say, hey, I want to get to know you. I want to take it slow. I'm not really, trying to do it that fast. You say, okay, well, listen, miss, I respect what you're saying, but I want to hook up. So you have my number. When you're ready to hook up, call me. And then you never call that woman again. You never talk to her again unless she hits you up. That's it. You understand? You have my number. You call me when you're ready to come and have sex. If you ain't trying to have sex, you don't need to call me. I'm not hanging out with her. I'm not texting her. I'm not sending her a smoke signal. I'm not fucking liking her shit on Instagram. I'm not doing shit. I'm moving on to the next girl. Now she wants to get back at me. She can get back at me in a week of fuck. See, this is what I'm saying. Again, it's different ways of the game. He's making it about the woman. You understand? I tell you guys, make it about you. Because why would you want to be spending time and energy on a woman, hanging out with her, who's not trying to fuck you? To wait around for her to fuck you? And again, you're going with, you're following her lead. You see what I'm saying? You're following her lead. Because like I said, let's say for sake of argument, you go out with girl A, you know, first date, whatever, you're hanging out and all this other shit, you trying to smash. She's like, oh, I'm not trying to do that, blah, 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 blah. So then you hang out with her another time. You hang out with her 3 times. You texting her on the phone in between, right? You hang out with her a 4th time. And then you still ain't fuck. And then after that, you try to hit her up and she stopped returning your calls. She ain't responding to you. Now you wasted all that time hanging out with her, hitting her up, doing all, even listen, I don't care if you was hanging out with this chick for 2 minutes. That's 2 minutes too long. I don't care if you sent this chick 1 text. That's 1 text too many. You understand what I'm saying? See, what you guys have to understand is this. Is that your attention is extremely important to women. You're giving her, it's because he's saying, well, you're not going out and spending money and all this other stuff. But guess what? You're spending time. You're spending time. So you're still spending something on, you're still giving her something. You're giving her attention. You have to extract the attention. You have to let the attention dissipate. You can't give her the attention because look, again, like I said, she's going to realize you're a high value guy because you're not giving her the attention. What type of high value guy is going to be hanging out with her while she ain't giving him what he wants? Right? Is she going to see you as a high value guy now that you're hanging out with her? No, if she knows you want to fuck and you're chasing behind her? Huh? I mean, am I talking crazy? Like I said earlier, high value men don't wait around for sex. If you're waiting around for her to get ready to give you some, are you that high value guy? Does she see you as the high value guy? Or does she see you as the other betas who are waiting for her? Because you think you're the only one waiting to fuck? No. She got a lot of dudes waiting to fuck her. So you're not the only one waiting to fuck her. No. There's Tim, Tommy, Bill, Brad, Jason, Kevin, all, and I ain't saying Kevin him, but I'm just saying like that's just a name that popped up. But there's all these dudes that's waiting around to fuck her. So now you put yourself in the category of the other guys who are trying to fuck her and who's waiting around. But you know who's not waiting around? The guy who told her, listen, you got my number, holla at me when you're ready. And guess who she's going to fuck when she's ready to fuck? The guy who's not over there hanging out with her. No, you understand what I'm saying? But let's continue.
You don't spend copious amounts of time with her. You don't go off some weekend to some short house and hang out with her when no sex is happening. Of course you don't do that. But you can still hang out with her. You can still text her. It's just when it's convenient for you. Right. Right.
Like that's what I'm saying. Why are you hanging out with her? Why are you texting her? Don't do it. Guys, don't do it. Don't do it. Why? Don't do it. See, the thing is, you know, what happens is a lot of guys, you put women on a pedestal, you're doing extra shit for them. Right. And then let's say this girl does fuck with you and she does make something happen with you. And then when she don't want to fuck with you anymore, or even if she don't fuck with you, meaning like you spent like fucking, you know, a bunch of dates and hanging out and time and all this other shit, then you're going to be sitting around sounding like this.
I don't know what to do. Oh my God, Facebook, help me. I can't believe this shit. All these months I've been dealing with her, and I just thought she was official. She lied to me.
You see, he said, all these months I've been dealing with her. All these months. See, now again, if you guys like to waste time with women, that's on you. I don't like to waste time. You see how he sound crying? All these months I was dealing with her. You understand what I'm saying? This is what I'm talking about, but let's continue.
I think he's thinking in his mind, and this is where the straw man comes in. I think he's thinking in his mind, when I say you continue to see her, you continue to date her, he means that you continue to, like, you know, bring her out to fancy dinners or whatnot and pay for her food and, you know, pay for her Uber back home and whatnot. I don't do that in my own dating life anyway. But I think because Mr. Locario probably does that in his dating life, the way that me saying that sounds ridiculous to him because because based on his dating experience, it doesn't make any sense. I basically never pay for dates. I always split the bill almost 100% of the time. Every once in a while, I might pay for it, but rarely do I do that. So if everything's equal, and you guys continue to see each other without you having to invest more than her, and if she just needs time to let her feelings develop for you or whatever, right, whatever excuse she makes, then fine. It shouldn't bother you if you're still seeing other girls.
But see, that's, again, he's saying, well, she needs time for her feelings to develop. You don't know if she has feelings to develop for you. You understand what I'm saying? See, there's girls who have low interest to medium interest in you, meaning that over time, if you do engage with them, guess what? Shit could pop off. She could start to like you more, right? That happens. But guess what? There are women who don't like you, but they will hang out with you. They will go out with you. They will spend time on the phone with you. So, but the thing is that you have no idea they don't like you. You have no idea that they have no interest in being with you and dealing with you. So now you're spending a lot of time with a woman who's nothing's going to happen. That's all I'm saying.
And here's an example of how she knows that you're seeing other girls, right? Let's say that you guys are making plans together. And she suggests, you know, you ask her when she's free. She suggests a certain time. You just say, oh, I can't, I have plans. If she thinks that you're a high value guy, if she thinks that you are seeing a bunch of women, which she should be thinking if she's truly attracted to you, she will let her mind wander and think, oh crap, this guy is hanging out with other girls that are actually having sex with him, so the thing that I'm not doing. So he is actually preferring to hang out with the girls that have sex with him rather than me because I haven't had sex with him yet. This is called game.
Again, you don't know if this chick is feeling you. And again, like I said, the only thing that I would do, and I'm telling you guys, this is the type of shit that is going to be way more beneficial to you, is tell that chick you want to smash. If she's not ready to do it now, you say, hey, listen, you have my number. Call me, text me, send me a dove, whatever, when you're ready to fuck. Listen, I've had chicks do that. Like, I've done that shit to women, and I've had chicks call me within a week. I've had some chicks call me the next day. I've had some chicks call me 6 months down the line, just randomly. Hey, what's up? This so-and-so, remember me? Blah, blah, blah. Right? But guess what? I didn't wait for them. You understand? I wasn't like sitting around and hanging out with them and texting them and doing all that other extra shit. And guess what? There were women who I said that to and I never heard from them again. But guess what? I didn't waste my fucking time. You understand what I'm saying? I didn't waste time. See, to me, time is important. I don't know about y'all, but time is important to me.
Brother. Then this is how deep the rabbit hole goes. You feel me? So this is why the idea of replacing her is just like, it's like speaking, Spanish to me. Like, I don't even get it. Why would you replace her when you can continue to see her and then see your other girls that you're still seeing?
See, the reason why he doesn't understand, I think he doesn't understand a replacing is because, again, he thinks that he has the girl already. I'm not sure if he recognizes or realizes that some of the girls that he's dealing with, who he's waiting around for, aren't going to give him any. You understand what I'm saying? They're going to play games, and he will. Because look, if there was never a thing of women being manipulative and being time wasters, then I would agree with him. I'd be like, yeah, just you can wait it out, and then eventually she'll fuck you. Right? But we know that women are time wasters. We know that women are fickle. We know that women are flaky. We know that women change their minds like the wind. So you're sitting around, waiting around, hanging out with her, texting her, calling her, doing all this other extra stuff. and then all of a sudden she just stops texting you, stops calling you, ghosts you, whatever it is, you wasted all that time. You see what I'm saying?
And then potentially use the other girls that you're seeing as leverage to make sure that the girl that's playing games eventually has sex with you more. That's where pre-selection comes in. This is game one.
See, again, if she doesn't give a fuck about you, it's not going to matter. Women who don't like you don't give a fuck about what you're doing. Period. Period. But let's go.
One, man. And I think from his standpoint, especially if he hasn't dated, 5, 6, 7, 8 girls at once like I have, he won't understand this when he keeps.
But see, this is the thing. What it sounds like is that he's dated 5, 6, 7, 8 girls and we're waiting around for some of them. See, I don't do that. See, first of all, I don't date 5, 6, 7 girls. I fuck 5, 6, 7, 8 girls. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, listen, we'll go out one time to get a drink. And if I deem her worthy of the dick, you understand what I'm saying? Then what I'll do is that I will keep fucking these girls for months. You understand what I'm saying? I'm not dating them. So this is what I'm saying is a different thing. I'm not going to sit around dating and waiting around for a woman. I'm going to, when I first meet you, I'm vetting you to see if you're worth the dick. And then while I'm fucking you, I'm vetting you to see if you're worth anything else. You understand what I'm saying? That's the difference. You see what I mean? But let's go.
Using the word replace. Replace implies that you can't handle more than a few or more than one. Why do you have to replace them?
No, again, I have to replace them because they're not cooperating. See, the thing that I think he doesn't understand is, or not seeing, is that he's willing to deal with uncooperative women. If I'm telling a woman I want to have sex with you and she doesn't want to have sex, that's uncooperative. I don't deal with her. I tell her to move to the side. He's saying wait around and deal with her. It's two different things. That's all I'm saying.
That's one of the fundamental disagreements that we have. I don't know if, and it's almost like a Freudian slip that comes out with him. Basically throughout this video, he keeps saying replace, replace, replace. Why would you replace when you can add? Except very early.
Again, adding a woman to your rotation means that the woman is fucking with you. Like she likes you. She wants you. You understand what I'm saying? I see Kevin in the chat. What's going on, bro? I'm breaking it down. I'm breaking it down. Listen, you can't add someone to your rotation who you don't know wants to fuck you. You have no idea if this girl wants to fuck you or not because you haven't fucked. You understand what I'm saying? Because Kevin, you're saying it under the idea that you got her already, or that it's a guarantee that you're eventually going to get her at some point. There's no guarantee. You might not ever get her. So now you're wasting time dealing with this girl who you might never get.
Then you're biologically, you're just going to be like, oh, well, she's an R-selected mate, not the type of woman I would like to invest in. But if she's the type of girl that makes you wait, then that's what we like to call wife material.
Oh my Jesus. You see, guys, y'all got to stop being fooled by this stuff.
Okay, I understand from that perspective, especially when.
Hold on, we got Fresh and Fit in the chat too. That's what's up. That's what's up. Shout out to y'all. Shout out to Myron and Fresh. What's going on?
I replayed it out of context. It sounds extremely blue-pilled. I'm saying that in the context of you wanting monogamy. I don't want monogamy right now. It sounds like Mr. Locario, I don't know if it sounds like from what he says, he doesn't want monogamy. But again, him using terms like replace and whatnot sounds like he's down for monogamy, which is very confusing to me. But yes, it's that is wife material if she doesn't do the same thing to other guys. If you find out, and if you have game, you can find out what a girl's body count is. You can find out a girl's past sexual history. He talks about how you can't find out a girl's sexual history. Yeah, you can. If you have the right charisma and you have the right game, you can have anybody tell you anything about anything, okay? That's why communication and being a good speaker, a good talker, a good listener, a good communicator is so important. you can vet girls out based on that. And you can have girls tell you what their body count is. You can have girls tell you their past sexual history. And one of the ways to do that, I'll give you a little bit of advice here on how to do that, because it is very important when it comes to doing something like having a monogamous relationship, which is a commitment. And you should be very, very, have extremely high standards for that. If you're a high value guy, the way that you do that is you share your candidly in conversation, you share your past sexual history first, you share your body count, and you are very open and honest about that. Okay. You might be scared to admit your body count, especially if it's high, or maybe even if it's low, but as men, we tend to think too logically about things. With women, they're more emotional. So if you say,
and see, in that part, when you talk about the body count, Kevin is half right. And I'm going to tell you why. Because if you are the type of guy who is interacting with a woman in a way where she sees that you're non-judgmental, you understand what I'm saying? And y'all are doing your thing or whatever, and y'all sort of get into that conversation about body counts or whatever. A lot of times a woman, she'll reveal that to you. But this is the thing, though. This is the only part that I think is missing from talking about this topic, is that a woman is generally only going to give you the real body count if she sees you as, like, she has to see you as the non-judgmental guy. But what's the funny part is that she's not gonna think, or she's going to assume that you are judgmental if you're the type of guy who's willing to wait for her. Do you understand what I'm saying? So what I mean is this: if you're the type of guy that a woman sees as a fuckboy, right, and you just a player, and you're all about your player shit, you just go out, you fuck girls, you have fun, and you're just real sexual or whatever, and y'all just do your thing, and you meet her up every few weeks or days or whatever, and you fuck the shit out of her and you keep it pushing, and she sees that you're a sexual guy who just does that with women, but you don't really have that sort of energy or outlook of, oh, these women are sluts and whores and all of that. That type of girl will tell you her body count if you spoke to her, because y'all already have a connection of where y'all are real sexual, y'all do nasty ass fucking shit, and she been fucking you since the beginning. Now, if you're a guy who she's not fucking on purpose because she wants to wait around because she might want you as a boyfriend, she wants to put you in that category, ain't no way in hell she gonna tell you the goddamn body count, because she sees you as a guy who's most likely judgmental, and she sees you as a guy who's most likely gonna judge her on that body count, which in turn will make you not wife her. You understand what I'm saying? Because remember, the premise is you're trying to wife that, you say you're trying to wife that 1% of women who's not out there fucking a lot. So if you're willing to wait around for her, you understand? That means that you're most likely the type of guy who's gonna judge her on her body count, which is why she's trying to act like she's the type of chick who don't fuck. So therefore, you're probably not going to get the actual number. You understand? And even at the end of the day, a chick, no matter what, can still lie to you. So you still won't even get the accurate number. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, it's so many different reasons as to why, you might not even still get the accurate shit. So it's like, I always tell guys, that's like a fool's errand to even bother to ask that, because sometimes a chick will tell you a certain thing, and it could be even more than she told you. She'd be like, yeah, I had sex with 20 guys and it's really 70. You understand what I'm saying? Or sometimes some women don't even count, and they'll just estimate, but they assume, but they'll estimate lower. You understand? Because they want to be seen a certain way. But let's continue.
Say these things with confidence and conviction, they will fall into that frame. All right. And especially if they see that you are not being judgmental about it, then they will most likely actually share that information back to you once you've taken the lead and actually said those things first. Then they will naturally follow. If you're naturally just like, if you're randomly just like, hey, what's your body count? Of course, they're not going to tell you. But if you share it first, then they might. It's the same.
And that's what I'm saying. I agree with him on that part. If you're non-judgmental, but guess what? It's not just about your words. It's also your actions. Your actions will dictate a lot if you are that judgmental guy. You understand? Because if, okay, imagine you have a girl, Jessica. Jessica's dating two different guys, right? One guy is like, yo, Jessica, I want to fuck shit out you, blah, 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 whatever. And she's like, but no, I want to wait. And he's like, okay, listen, I'm not trying to wait. I'll give you you got my number. Holla at me whenever you're ready to fuck. You understand? And then you have the other guy who is on a date with her, getting together with her. And she's saying the same thing to him. Hey, I don't want to do it now, whatever. And he's like, oh yeah, and that's fine. It's, whatever. It's not a big deal. And usually, and I'm not saying, Kevin is like this or guys that he's talking about, but I'm saying that this will happen sometimes where guys will not even be sexual with a woman on a date. And they'll try to, either just naturally make the shit longer, meaning the wait longer, where he doesn't try anything, or he tries a little bit of something and then she pushes back and says, no, I want to wait. And then he complies. Soon as you comply, you're giving her the assumption that you're the type of guy who's looking at her as this virtuous woman. You understand? So she's going to play that role until she gets what she wants, which is the commitment from you. So then if you were to ask her about her body count, of course you're going to say some bullshit, because you've already set it up with your actions that you're the type of guy that's going to judge her on that, because you're the type of guy who's willing to wait. You understand what I'm saying? But let's continue.
Thing like what Josh and I talk about in our book, Dating is Easy, which you can download for free for a limited time right now, by the way. One of the ways that you can sexually escalate is, instead of just ripping a girl's clothes off when you guys are in the bedroom, she might be way uncomfortable with that. That might be way too aggressive at first, especially in the age of consent in the Me Too era, right? But so instead, what you can do is you can take your shirt off first, right? And then that opens the idea of her doing that, for example, right? You as a man, you're taking the lead, the woman follows. You're taking the lead, you're having the frame, she falls into the frame. Okay, so it's the same thing. You can,
and exactly, that's what I agree with. You take the lead, she follows. So if that's the case, why are we following the woman waiting? You understand what I'm saying? Why are we following the woman and waiting for her to get ready to fuck? No, follow me, right? I'm the leader, so you're following me at all times. You see what I'm saying? So this is why I'm saying that if she's not trying to do it, I'm like, cool, that's cool. But guess what? You can't hang out with me. You can't talk to me. You can't interact with me until you're doing what I want to do. Until you're following me, we ain't have nothing to talk about. We ain't got nothing to talk about. So let's continue.
And when you're vetting for a monogamous relationship, which again, I don't want one right now, but let's just say that you do, you understanding what the girl's body count is, you understanding the girl's past sexual history, you understanding if the girl has ever cheated before, that is very important as well. The best indicator of future behavior is past behavior, right? If she's cheated in the past, it's like, I'm not saying it's likely she would cheat in the future, but you're more likely to cheat in the future than if you've never cheated before. Okay. And again,
not necessarily, okay, we're more likely to cheat in the future if you never cheated before. Doesn't make sense, because at some point you've had to have cheated the first time. Right? You know what I'm saying? Like, if you've never cheated before, right, then all that means is you've never cheated before. But when a person cheated, that means there was a point where they've never cheated before. You know what I'm saying? But let's continue.
If you are taking a huge risk, such as monogamy, you should leave no stone unturned. If you just want to have fun, see where the relationship goes, whatever, then maybe you don't have to do that. But if you see this girl potentially as like a life partner, again, that's not something that I'm personally doing in my life. But if I was trying to seek out a life partner, this is what I would do. Yes, I want to know everything about anything before I make any kind of commitment, of course, because you're taking a high risk. And if you're about to make a high risk investment, if you look at it as a high risk investment, and let's say you're buying a home, you want to know every single detail, you don't want to know the schools around it. You want to know the neighborhood. You want to know the local property taxes. You want to know if there's like a homeowners association, the local Rotary Club, all this other stuff, all the local shops around there. You want to leave no stone unturned. Okay. As a high value guy, you investing in one woman in a monogamous relationship is actually more of a commitment than buying a home. So yeah, you want to vet them. Okay.
And I agree with vetting women. You have to. I totally agree with that. But this is what you got to understand is that all of the stuff that you're talking about, you still have to create the woman. This is what I said earlier. You have to create the type of woman you want in your relationship. So no woman comes, see, it's like this. Think about it like a business. I've talked about this before. If a person works at fucking, I don't know, McDonald's, right? And then they leave McDonald's and then they start working at Target. Target has to train them to work for Target now. It don't matter that you worked at McDonald's. There might be some certain skills that you learned at McDonald's that you could probably use at Target, but Target may have a whole other protocol of how they do things. So then you have to train her to work at Target, right? The same way you got to train your chick to be with you. You understand what I'm saying? You got to train your chick to be with you. So it's not about just, because the vetting process is not about you just looking at what a woman does. Because what she does, it doesn't really matter. That's why I don't care about the body counts and all of that. Because at the end of the day, before she becomes my girl, before she becomes my girlfriend, she has to be vetted, meaning that she has to be put to the test by me. You understand? I got to see if she's up to the task of what I'm putting her through in order to get the position of girlfriend. You understand what I'm saying? So all that other stuff about what happened in the past, I get it. But what I'm saying is that when you get here, you understand what I'm saying? When you get here, right? There's certain things that need to be done. And also too, what happens is this, sometimes where there are things in the past that can indicate certain things in the future, but also a lot of times there's times where the past doesn't necessarily need to indicate the future because people can change. Like, for example, shout out to Andre Taylor, aka Gorgeous Dre, who used to be a pimp, and now he's out here doing activism and police reform and all this other stuff. You understand? He turned his whole life around. So you can't say, well, he was a pimp, so you understand what I'm saying? Like it's totally different thing. And shout out to Gorgeous Dre. Go to his OnlyFans, okay? Go to Gorgeous Dre, Andre Taylor's OnlyFans, because he got some dope stuff over there. So make sure you check that out. But let's continue.
Again, this isn't something I'm personally doing right now, but if I was, this is what I would do.
So you're basically saying if she makes you wait, that's a good indicator that she's not going to just be out here begging a bunch of dudes. Like if some random dude meets her, then he's not going to be able to just get her because she's the type of woman that makes men wait. And see, what a lot of guys don't understand is that I did a video about this years ago. Women are like Superman. Okay, they are Clark Kent and they are also Superman, meaning they play both sides. So a woman can make you wait, but can be fucking 20 different dudes like that immediately. A woman making you wait just means she's making you wait. A woman making you wait doesn't mean she makes all men wait.
Yes, and if you have game and you have charisma and you're a good communicator, you will be able to find out and you will be able to have her tell the truth to you, okay? And so, for example, here's another, like sometimes when you refuse to answer, that's telling in itself. If she refuses to answer and you do all the steps right, and she still doesn't tell you, then you can say, oh, it's because she probably is making rules for me where she doesn't make for other guys. Okay. But it is entirely possible that she has these dumb rules that she has for every single guy. And they might not even be dumb. If she comes from a conservative culture and she really has deep convictions in her religion, for example, right? More kind of like that TradCon wife type girl. It's entirely possible and probable that she's telling the truth when she says, hey, I don't have sex on the first date. I need to know a guy for like 1 or 2 months. But let's say she checks all the other boxes for you in terms of actually having a monogamous relationship, assuming that you want one, then it would be foolish of you to just be like, get out of here then. And
no, just listen. If she says, hey, listen, I wait 1 or 2 months, baby, I respect what you do. You got my number. Holla at me in 1 or 2 months. You understand what I'm saying? That's it. Bro, I'm trying to tell you guys, like, y'all do not need to be around here waiting for these women. And understand this. everybody is susceptible to changing their situation based off of how bad they want the thing or how much they desire for the situation to happen. See, all of these women who say they'll wait, there could be a situation, or there will be a situation there where they're not going to wait. Let's say they've just never fucking had sex on a first date or whatever. There could be a situation where she will end up having sex on a first date, because what happens is she might be in a situation where that occurs, where that is the most beneficial thing for her to do, or her whole mindset might change to the point where now, before she would wait, and now she's like, man, fuck that shit. You understand what I'm saying? Because of whatever the fuck happened in her life that made her change her decision on that type of thing. You see what I'm saying? But the thing is that if she wants to wait, that's her problem. That don't got to be my problem. Why do y'all have to make this your problem? Why are you taking on this situation of waiting for her? Remember, we're supposed to lead, right? So why are we following her lead by waiting for her?
Mr. Locario himself actually believes in this. Okay, I'm going to show you a clip here where basically Mr. Locario and this other guest that he had, they talk about how it's not just about sex. It's when it comes to having a girlfriend. First of all, they claim that, you know, if you have a girlfriend, like, beautiful women make the worst girlfriends, which is kind of suspect to make that claim. No offense.
Nah, that's not suspect. And in that video, what I was saying when I said beautiful women make the worst girlfriends is in that entire clip. What we were talking about is that you have a lot of women who are the when we talk about the beautiful women, the Instagram models, you know, the chicks who most guys would consider the thoughts, you know, a lot of it, like, you know, some of the chicks you would see on the Fresh and Fit podcast, got some guys think they're hot or whatever it is like that. What we're saying is that a lot of those type of women, right? They're in situations where they are all about themselves. You understand what I'm saying? So in order for a woman to be in a relationship and for that relationship to flourish, she has to be about her man, right? And so what happens is that, and I use an example, if you go date one of these Instagram models, right? Guess what you're going to be doing? You're going to be her personal photographer. You're going to be taking pictures of her, making sure, you understand what I'm saying? That's the shit that she's about her shit. She's not about your shit. And when you have a girlfriend or wife, she has to be about you and not just her. You understand? Now, also what happens is that there's so many examples of men who could have the quote unquote hottest girls out there, right? But they don't. Right? So you can look at your favorite athletes and rappers and shit. Look at their wives. Look at their girlfriends. Some of your favorite actors. You understand? Their wives, their girlfriends, they aren't the hottest women. Why is that? Because when it comes to a relationship, it requires everything. Meaning you can't just be good looking. You can't just be a hot chick and I'm going to take you as my girlfriend. No. What do? Can you cook? Can you clean? Do you listen to my instructions? Are you submissive? You understand? So you might see a girl physically who you might say, well, this girl is, you know, a 6.5, maybe 7 on a good day. But guess what? She cooks, cleans, takes care of the kids, submissive, suck dick like crazy. You understand? Like, she's doing all these things that make her a good girlfriend, and she's consistent with that. Then you got this girl over here who looks good, but she ain't about shit, right? Why is it that someone like J-Lo can't keep a man? Why Halle Berry can't keep a man? They're hot, right? But why they can't keep a man? You see what I'm saying? And again, we're using celebrities as examples because that's what everybody knows. You understand what I'm saying? But understand that it's not just about the looks when it comes to you know, a relation. Now, I'm not saying that you can't have a beautiful girlfriend. But what I'm saying is, I'm speaking in general, is that a lot of times what happens is that when you're looking at women in their entirety, right? You meet women who, you know, you think are cute or you think are this and that, and they have all these other qualities that make them on point. versus just looking good, because you'll run into a lot of women who look good, but because they look a certain way, they've been afforded a certain lifestyle by a bunch of simps and tricks. So now, like the other day, we just did a video yesterday about that, where the lady was on the joint where she was talking about what was she saying? She was talking about how this guy that she was with bought her a condo and a car, and how she wants that and all that other stuff. She still wants all of that shit, and he should still give her that lifestyle, all this other craziness. And she was bad. She was hot. That type of girl doesn't make a good girlfriend. You understand what I'm saying? Because it's me. And she's been spoiled. So again, I'm generalizing here, but what I'm saying is that in general, you have that type of energy and that type of situation when you're around women who know that they're that hot. This is why they could get you guys to wait, because you're like, oh, she's so hot, I'm just going to wait around for her to get ready so I can make her my girl. It's like, nah, man. But let's continue.
He says himself that there are other qualities than just sex. He says himself, okay, 99% of the time you guys aren't having sex, so what are you doing the other 99% of the time? Okay, maybe if you're looking for all those qualities and you admit that those qualities are rare to find, wouldn't that make it super illogical for you to just kick a girl to the curb because she doesn't have sex with you after the first date?
No. This is what I'm saying. I'm not saying you have to kick a girl to the curb if she doesn't have sex with you after the first date. My thing is, by the second meeting, you kick her ass to the curb if she ain't having sex with you. And the reason why I say kick her to the curb quickly is because of this, right? A woman has to show me. Again, this is what I'm saying. This is the difference between the way I approach game and the way that Kevin approaches game. You understand what I'm saying? Is that I tell you guys, make it about you. Kevin is making it about the women. You feel what I'm saying? And so if I'm in a situation and I'm telling a girl, I want to fuck, and she's saying, no, I want to wait, yada, 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 that's uncooperative behavior. A woman who's displaying uncooperative behavior can never be my girlfriend. Never. So from the jump, when she's showing that uncooperative behavior, she's not going to be my girlfriend. You understand? Now, in rare cases, let's say a girl was showing uncooperative behavior, and then over a long extended period of time that she was super consistently cooperative, and she's been showing that she's been super consistently cooperative over time after she was uncooperative the first time, then maybe I'll give her a chance, maybe. But if from the first time I talk to her and the first time we're interacting, right, I'll give her two chances. First chance is the first time we meet. Second chance is the second time we meet. If by the second time we meet, we ain't fucking, right? Again, I say, baby, listen, I understand how you feel and I respect it. You got my number. You can holler at me. And guess what? When she holler at me, we just fucking, right? She's eliminated herself as girlfriend material to me because from the jump, she was being uncooperative. I only make women my girl if they are being cooperative, period. And I need it from the jump. I need it from the door. You understand what I'm saying? Because how you start is how you finish. So a lot of times the reason why you got motherfuckers in relationships where they sleeping on the couch and the woman ain't giving them sex, you understand what I'm saying? And she's like, you know, running the situation is because from the jump, she was running the situation. She said, I want to wait, and you followed her. You understand what I'm saying? But let's continue.
What if she had all of these qualities for a good life partner, but it was under the condition that, hey, we have to wait 1 month before I'm comfortable enough with you to have sex?
I don't give a fuck what you're comfortable with, woman. If you ain't comfortable fucking, then peace out. It's that, like, again, it's about me. It's not about her. You understand? Because in the relationship, if you're going to be my wife or my girl, I'm going to be providing you with a certain type of value in your life. So why the fuck am I waiting on you? No, I need you from the jump to be showing me cooperation. And if you're not showing me cooperation, I ain't fucking with you. You understand what I'm saying? This ain't no compromise. You haven't earned the right to have a compromise with me. You understand? My girl, we could compromise. My wife, we could compromise. You're a new chick. I'm still vetting you. I'm still seeing what the fuck you're made of. I am not compromising with you. Period. You understand what I'm saying? It's not happening.
Are you still going to kick that girl to the curb when she's like a 1% girl that you probably won't see or come across again for another, I don't know, 2-3 years?
Yes. Because all I give a fuck about is if she's following my lead. That's it. If she's not following my lead, I don't give a fuck. You understand what I'm saying? Again, she is not important to me if she's not following my lead. If she's not listening to what I'm saying, she's not important to me. And she will not be my girl. Period. You understand what I'm saying? It's not happening. So like, what's funny about that type of question, because I've seen that question a bunch where dudes like, oh, how come your girls aren't like these super model dimes and all this other shit, right? What you guys don't understand is this, is that there's a difference between girls you fucking and girls you have in your life.
Right.
It's a thing where you're spending, because this is the thing, think about this. When you're in a relationship, you're spending more time not having sex than having sex. When it comes to having a girlfriend or having someone who's substantial in your life, it's an overall thing. It's like, do you have, because to me, I look at it like a true dime is a chick who has everything overall, not just her look. You understand? Like, you look good, but if all you do is look good, then what the fuck that got to do with anything? You understand what I'm saying? Because yeah, I'll fuck you, but after I fuck you, then what does your good looks really do for me unless we're going to do OnlyFans?
It's almost like I don't have to make an argument here. Mr. Locario debunked Mr. Locario's argument.
Nah, bruh. That's what I'm saying. You're talking about two different things. Because I think what Kevin thinks I'm saying is, because I said that a relationship is more than just sex, he thinks I'm saying, he's saying, he's trying to make the point of, well, if it's more than just sex, well, why wouldn't you just wait for that girl at the beginning? Right? No, I'm saying that the woman will never become my girl because I'm not waiting for shit. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm not going to give this woman any type of preferential treatment. You understand? Or none of that. Because we're not together. You're nobody to me. You know what I'm saying? So what I'm saying is that she has to first become my girl, and then all those rules apply. All those things I was talking about in that clip apply. Those things in that clip does not apply to new women who I don't know, who I'm still vetting. You understand what I'm saying? If I'm vetting you, you're a girl who I don't know, who I don't even know I really like that, who I'm seeing who the fuck you are, what you're about, how you're going to benefit my life. And if I see that you're not benefiting my life, you're not doing the things I say, you're not complying with what I'm telling you to do, then you get the fuck out of there. You understand? I just hit you with this button.
Get the fuck out of here!
You know what I'm saying?
Get the fuck out of here!
Like, we're good. Right? And so then once I vet you for a year to a year and a half, like I always tell you guys, don't make a woman your girlfriend until you vetted her for a year to a year and a half, right? Then once you vetted her and she's been consistent for that year to year and a half, where she's been consistently fucking you for a year to a year and a half, where she's been consistently listening to your instructions for a year to a year and a half, where she's been consistently doing the things that you say and been cooperative for a year to a year and a half, then you can bless her with the opportunity to be your girl. Period. And then I can spend time with you and hang out with you and do all the other extra shit with you. You understand what I'm saying? Do all the other girlfriendy, boyfriendy type of stuff. But I'm not going to, from the beginning, you told me I want to wait. And I'm going to wait around for you? What? No. Stop it. Can't do that. But let's keep going. Guys gotta understand, a woman cheats because that's what she wants to do. You understand what I'm saying? A woman cheats because...
No, I'm sorry, man. A woman doesn't cheat because that's what she wants to do. That's what men do. Men, we are naturally horny all the time. So sometimes even if we love our wife, even if we love our girlfriend, we might be put in a situation where some, beautiful, stunning girl is like just twerking on us for whatever reason. Just bear with me here. Maybe it's at some party or strip club. And then you're in the mood and then she wants to bang and then that happens. Okay. That happens with women sometimes too, but it's very rare. Usually women do not cheat on a guy that they respect, a guy that they perceive as an alpha male, because they understand that the odds of them losing the alpha male if they're caught cheating is like, that will be devastating for their entire life. Women love relationships, okay? And they aren't going to have the most important relationship in their life get ruined from one initial, emotional moment, unless they are the type of woman who is so controlled by their emotions that they cannot help themselves. And that is why I say a girl that sleeps with you on the first date is way more likely to be one of those highly emotional women who lets their emotions dictate their actions.
Let me pause it right there. See, that's a funny place to pause it. But Kevin is half right on that. But this is why I say he's half right, because he said women don't just cheat, because they want to. Yes, they do. This is what you guys got to understand. The only reason anybody is in a relationship with anybody is because of selfish reasons. I've talked about this a million times. The only reason any girl is fucking you, hanging out with you, being your girlfriend at this moment is because of her own selfish reasons, meaning that you are a benefit to her right now. And the reason why you're fucking with any girl that you fucking with is because you feel they are a benefit to you right now. Right. And so what happens is if that woman runs into a situation where she feels there's a more of a benefit to her, she will cheat. And that's because she's cheating because that's what she wants to do. Now, what Kevin said was correct, where if a woman has a high value guy, she'll think twice about it. She'll be more hesitant about it because she's like, damn, well, am I willing to lose this guy who's on point to cheat? Right. So they'll think about it. They'll, second guess it. But guess what's going to happen? If her desire to cheat is stronger than her desire to stay with the guy that she's with, she will cheat. I always tell you guys this. It's about the desire and the fear. If the desire overrides the fear, desire wins. If the fear overrides the desire, the fear wins. So if her desire to cheat on that high value guy is higher than her fear of losing him, she's going to cheat on that high value guy with this other dude. If her fear of losing that high value guy is stronger than her desire to cheat, she will not cheat. Do you understand what I'm saying? So what happens is that a woman is going to do at the end of the day what she wants to do, which she feels benefits her, right? And so if it benefits her to cheat on that high value guy because she sees another guy as, more attractive than him, or she's just her fucking womb is calling out to that guy and she wants to fuck this dude, or she wants to deal with this guy, it's going to happen, period. You understand what I'm saying? But let's continue.
100% of the time. Okay. She might love you to death. She might think that you are an amazing alpha male. She might think that you're the greatest guy ever. But because she is so highly open to being manipulated emotionally, she might have some douchey master pickup artist just pick her up one day, spike her emotions, and then, she has sex with him. Okay. Again, the reason that I say I personally wouldn't be in a monogamous relationship with a girl that has sex with me on the first date is because even though it's definitely possible that specifically for me, she will never cheat on me, because you're taking such a high risk investment, I'm leaving no stone unturned. Because you're making such a high risk investment with monogamy, I'm taking no stone unturned. Who's more likely to cheat on you? A girl who had a body count of just a few guys before you guys started dating, or a girl who had a high body count and also slept with you on the first date when you guys started dating? If you can't answer that question, if the answer isn't obvious to you, first of all, you need to download Dating is Easy.
Well, this is the thing. If you have, and shout out to Alan Roger Curry, because he did a video about this the other day. If you had a woman who had a few partners, right? Well, either one of them could cheat on you. Either one of these situations, the girl could cheat. But let's just go with this example. If you have a girl who had a few partners, versus a girl who had a bunch of one night stands and just a lot of partners, right? The girl who's actually more likely to cheat on you in a lot of cases, right, is the girl who had few partners. Now, one of the reasons, and ARC talked about this on his video, and I think Ron Wills talks about this sometimes too, is because of the imprint or the stamp that another guy put on the woman. So, for example, if you have a woman who, let's say a woman had 3 partners in her life, right? Let's say she had, and all 3 of those was like, or let's say one of those 3 was a long-term relationship. She was in a long-term relationship with a guy for like 4 years. And let's say that guy was, fucking her in a certain type of way where he turned her out. Now after they break up, you meet this woman, and because he turned her out in such a sexual way, she's trying to get that same energy from you now. Now, if you don't give her that same energy, guess what she's going to do? She's going to cheat. She's going to move on to another guy. Now, also what happens is that because she had less partners, she will be more likely to be curious. See, a lot of guys not talking about this shit where women will be curious about other dick because of the small amount of partners they did have. You understand what I'm saying? Now, the girl who had a lot of partners, right? She could have been turned out too in a certain way too. I'm not saying that couldn't happen, but generally speaking, what happens is if the other girl was with a bunch of partners, you understand? And one of those partners was getting at her for a long time and left that sort of imprint and that energy on her, she'll more likely cheat on you than the girl who's just been having a few one night stands with like 20 or 30 dudes. You understand? Because let's say she doesn't have the imprint because she hasn't been with those other guys for an extended period of time. You understand what I'm saying? So that's what happened, because sometimes what happens is this: when the woman has that imprint, or when she's stamped, as Alan Roger Curry would say, that means the guy that stamped her or imprinted her could come back in the picture and fuck your girl. You understand what I'm saying? So you're thinking, oh, she only had a 2 body count, but that second guy she was fucking for a few years left that stamp on her. You understand what I'm saying? And now she's like searching for that same energy. And if he comes around, he's going to be able to have access to that pussy. But let's go.
Because you need some serious work and unbrainwashing to do, because a lot of these red pill guys don't know what they're talking about. Caveat here, I think Mr. Locario does know what he's talking about for the most part. Again, we agree with basically 90% of stuff. It's just the 10% of stuff that we disagree with is based on Mr. Locario not understanding R versus K selection theory and not understanding human sexual behavior from a biological level. But that being said, Mr. Locario doesn't have a huge channel like some of these other guys that rise to the top. That's what I'm saying. Good channels like Mr. Locario's don't rise to the top. Shitty channels like Fresh and Fit does. And that's the whole point of me making these reaction videos.
Oh, Lord, we're not going to get into all this beef they got, but we ain't going to get into all that beef. But I mean, that we could probably stop it there, because I'm not sure if there's any other things. Let me see if he said some other
Every
stuff.
Single guy that's monogamous is a beta, which is a highly contentious thing to say in life. Like, this doesn't necessarily relate to you. Like, or have you dated a porn star yourself? And how?
Oh yeah, let me. Stars have long-term marriages, like long-lasting marriages. How?
Okay, this is a common thing that I see Fresh and Fit do, is they defer to outliers. They say, oh, well, what would Drake do in this situation? You're not Drake. Oh, what would porn stars, how do porn stars get into monogamous relationships? How many freaking porn stars do you know in real life? Like, this doesn't necessarily relate to you. Like, or have you dated a porn star?
I know a few porn stars in real life, but that's
yourself. And how is that relevant? And to address his concern there, or his statement there directly, yes, porn stars get into monogamous relationships with beta dudes that are fine with the porn stars banging other guys. That's beta provider behavior. Okay.
Wait, so basically what he's saying is that these guys are beta because their wives are porn stars, right? But it's not beta. Is it not beta to wait around for pussy? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't get that. So The thing is that when you're actually dating, right? When you're dating, meaning this is not your girlfriend, she's not, you're not a boyfriend, right? When you're dating a woman, you're also fucking a woman who's also fucking other guys. So does that make you beta? Because you're fucking a woman who's fucking other men? Because he's fucking a woman who's fucking other men. Right. But then what guys will say was, oh, but he's wifing her up and he's, those other women I'm fucking are selected. You know what I'm saying? Right. But you're actually doing the same action. You're doing the same exact thing. You're fucking women who are fucking other men, just like he's fucking a woman who's fucking other men. So what's the difference? You understand what I'm saying? What's really the difference? And to say that would mean to say that all men who are in a poly lifestyle are beta. That doesn't even make any sense. You see what I'm saying? Because see, the alpha male actually doesn't give a fuck about the chick fucking around or fucking other dudes, because they know that the chick is fucking other dudes. They know that the chick is highly sexual. Why? Because they're fucking a bunch of women. The alphas are fucking a bunch of women. It's the betas who aren't getting access to sex. So in their reality, women don't like to fuck because women are always telling them, hey, we got to wait. I got to get to know you. You see what I'm saying? So in their reality, women aren't fucking like that. But the alpha in his reality, women are fucking like crazy. Women are begging for the dick. So they know that women like to fuck out here. So he's not tripping off of sex. You see what I'm saying? It's the, man. All right, let's continue real quick.
So unless you're making the statement that every single guy that's monogamous is a beta, which is a highly contentious thing to say and something I personally don't agree with, obviously, then that point is moot, okay?
Listen,
man, I don't know if I have a feeling these guys have never heard of it. I think they only go off of our selection theory, which is...
I have no idea what he's talking about with that. But
unbelievable, honestly. Dude, if you don't know what our selection theory is, first of all, when it comes to this dating dynamics field, a lot of people trivialize it, basically saying like, oh, it's whatever, dating, how to get girls, huh? I think it's way more complicated than that. Philosophically, especially, there are some philosophers that thought that your entire perspective with how you view the world and your meaning in life and the way that you think is completely molded by other people and your relationships with them. So it's a very, very important, this is way more complex than a lot of people give credit for, which is why I'm highly critical of Fresh and Fit, because to say that these guys are the most popular in terms of something that's so important in your life, such as dating and relationships, that's why I'm so critical, because I think the wrong people are in the space, people who really just don't think through things and they just regurgitate what they read in the Rational Mail, for example. Again, props to Mr. Locario, because he actually is a free thinker and he's very open-minded, and he tries to be intellectual with this stuff and succeeds in a lot of different places. So props to him. Again, I want to be clear. I'm not conflating Mr. Locario with Fresh and Fit, because I think he's way better than they are.
And see, this is the thing that I appreciate. At least I feel like people like, at least Kevin is coming with some discourse that we're just talking. You understand what I'm saying? And again, I'm not going in on Kevin. We're just talking about the ideas. You understand what I'm saying? And I get passionate with the ideas. You know what I mean? So, but props to Kevin.
So that's a good point. That's true. As somebody who's not interested in monogamy at all, myself right now, I totally agree with that. However, if you are interested in some kind of monogamy, what you can do, and this is what I've done in the past as well, is I would continue to date the girls that I'm seeing, but I'd have one girl, especially the girl that was, withholding sex from me. I would still continue to see her while I'm still seeing these other girls. Right? You don't have to just see one girl at a time. It would be a very dumb strategy if a girl is withholding sex from you and you're only dating her, because then she has all the power. So the best way to get your power back, especially if you are really interested in her and you see a future with her, is to make sure that you're dating other girls, rather than just being like, you're making me wait for 3 dates. I'm not gonna have sex with you then. And he also made another false equivalency there too. That is making so many assumptions.
Hold on,
Okay, so it's funny because I actually caught on camera the moment where Mr. Locario realizes that for the first 20-something minutes of his video, he's attacking a straw man. Here it is. Another false equivalency there too. That is making so many assumptions.
Hold on, let me stop that there. he said he said that if he really likes the girl and she's making him wait. And first of all, if you notice, he said you like her and you see a future with her. How the fuck do I know if I see a future with this woman and I don't even know this woman? You understand what I'm saying? So basically what you're saying is, well, I like her because
Notice how his he had to process that for 20 seconds there, because he was like, oh crap, I've been attacking a straw man this entire time.
I don't see where the straw man is at. I'm saying if he's saying if you really like a girl and you see a future with her, right? My thing is, how do you know you see a future with a woman and you really like her if you haven't vetted her? Do you understand what I'm saying? It's like if I take you to an all-you-can-eat buffet and I say, yo, do you like this food? And you're like, well, I ain't never had it. How the fuck you know you like it if you never had it? You never tasted it. You never had it in your mouth. You never did nothing. You're just looking at it. How do you know you like the shit? Don't you got to taste it? Don't you got to try it out? You understand what I'm saying? See, again, and this is what I'm saying, where I think the premise that Kevin's coming from is, well, I like her because she looks good, because she's hot. You understand? And then I think he likes her more knowing that she's making him wait, because then he thinks she's K-selected. You know what I'm saying? So, but let's go.
And he basically just made my argument for me, basically elucidating the fact that I've been attacking a straw man this entire time. Just a funny point that I wanted to point out there. Again, this is why it seems like we're talking past each other, because he's caricatured what he thinks I'm talking about based on his past experiences of probably dealing with a bunch of beta blue pill dudes, right? That's one of the dangers of being in this kind of echo chamber of the manosphere, is you think automatically when somebody doesn't agree with you, you stereotype them as like a blue pill beta, right? It's possible to disagree with somebody. It's possible to disagree with red pill ideas and not be a blue pill beta simp. Okay. This is evident. Obviously, a lot of people in the manosphere, maybe consciously you recognize that, but through your actions, you don't, because it's evidenced and made very clear based on my comment section of being constantly called a simp and a white knight and all these other types of things, even though I've made so many videos talking about how you should never simp and white knight.
Guess what happens if we actually get into a long-term committed relationship? Now she's getting into that relationship with me off the premise that I am the type of guy who will wait around for her, right? So who's to say that we're in this monogamous relationship and she's just not in the mood today? So she's like, I'm going to make this motherfucker wait. Why? Because I can. Because he waited for me the first time we met. So this motherfucker's trained to wait on my command. He's trained to wait for me to do the things that he wants. You understand what I'm saying?
Okay, I'm in total agreement with him there. Under the condition that you are not also seeing other girls while she was playing these games. And she knows. Don't worry about it. Women are very perceptive. They understand. If you say, for example, oh, well, I'm just going to, I can't hang out tonight. I have plans. If she thinks you're a high value guy, she's going to put 2 and 2 together and wonder and think, maybe he's hanging out with other girls. And mystery, uncertainty, the what if, that is at the...
This is what I'm saying. Why do all that? If she hitting you up, it's like, yo, you should only be hitting me up if you're trying to fuck. You trying to fucking come through? All right, fuck, let's do that. If you ain't, then stop calling me. You see what I'm saying? Like, I don't understand this going back and forth with this woman and playing her game and doing all this other extra shit. I feel like it's just too much. You know what I'm saying? Like, why do that when you could have her at bay, don't talk to her, and only respond to her when she's trying to fuck? You understand? I've had chicks do that where I tell them, listen, hit me up when you're ready to make something happen. And then 2 weeks later, hey, what's up? What's going on with you? And I'm like, I'm good. So what time you coming over? She's like, what do you mean? I'm like, what time you coming over to get naked? She's like, oh, I was just saying hi. Well, okay, well, listen, you got my number. Holler back at me when you're ready to do this. That's it. You know what I mean? Like, I don't understand this whole thing of, spending your time with these women and going back and forth with them. Like, it's just like, why? Why? When I could, listen, I could be doing more shit with my time. I could be working on some shit. I could be fucking with another girl who's more cooperative. I could be working out. I could be doing all this stuff. I'm not wasting time with this chick. But let's keep going.
The heart of attraction. Okay. That's why, like I stated earlier, you don't have to replace some girl that you're seeing that isn't putting out yet. Instead, you can add her to the car collection. It's just that you can't drive around that car yet. You drive around the other cars instead.
But that's the thing. You might never be able to drive around that car. That's what I'm saying, man. Well, let's go. Oh shit! I fucking rewinded to the fucking beginning. God damn. Where was we at? I think we was right here.
Yet instead, you can add her to the car collection. It's just that you can't drive around that car yet. You drive around the other cars instead. All right. All right, my bros. The battery in the camera just ran out.
All right, so that's pretty much it, really. I think that is pretty much it. Man. Oh my goodness. But yet it's you know, guys, just understand there's different styles of game. You know what I mean? Like, so again, like I tell you, I teach you guys, make it about you. Kevin teaches you, make it about the women. You understand? So you have to, you know, when it comes to game, you got to figure out what works best for you. You understand? So like, I'm the type of person who I know that I don't like wasting time with women at all. That's why I'm direct with these chicks. You understand? I let them know what it is. You know what I mean? So that's what that is, man. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, shout out to everybody rocking with me for 2 hours and shit. I knew it was going to take a minute because I was like, the video is about 45 minutes. But yeah, I just wanted to go through the whole thing just to, because when I watched it, you know, I'm watching it and I'm just like, all the stuff that I'm saying here was the stuff I was saying in my head. Like, really? Like what? Like, and so I wanted to make things clearer. You understand what I'm saying? Now, I don't know if Kevin's going to do another video or whatever, and this goes back and forth forever, but this will probably be the last video I do on this particular topic, because we'll be going back and forth forever. But I just wanted to say what I think is the situation is that we just have two different philosophies and ways of looking at it. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I just don't believe in wasting time with women. I don't believe in spending time, attention, energy with women who don't listen to what I say and who don't cooperate and who's not doing exactly what I want. You understand? Like, if I go out with a chick, right? Because sometimes, look, there's sometimes where you could be on Tinder, and if I'm not in the mood to even go out anywhere and I'm just on some let's get together to hook up straight from Tinder and I'm FaceTiming you, then we could do that. If I want to go to get drinks, I'll be like, come through and get some drinks with me. We could do that. When I'm ready to have sex, right? And you're not ready to have sex, I tell you, you can go. I'm not going to wait around. I'm not going to call you up or hang out with you. I'm not doing none of that shit. I leave the olive branch and be like, you got my number, so call me when you're ready and then we can fuck. You understand what I'm saying? So, you know, so that's what it is, man. That's what it is. But yeah, man, I appreciate y'all tuning in. I will holler at you guys later. Remember, go to badboymembership.com. Shout out to Kevin. Appreciate you, fam, for making a video and all that. And I just want you guys to understand, I don't want you guys to be going back and forth with Kevin and me and be like, oh, this and that. No. This is just two men talking about their philosophies, and we believe what we believe. You understand what I'm saying? And that's what it is. You see what I mean? And so you as men, you have to look at yourself and say, hey, what can I learn from this? What can I apply to my game? You know what I'm saying? Because you got to understand something. The stuff that I'm saying isn't for everybody. And the stuff Kevin is saying isn't for everybody. You see what I'm saying? That's what you guys got to understand. It's not for everybody. You see what I'm saying? So you have to basically figure out who you are, what you're about, and then learn things that can help you on your journey to do what you need to do. You see what I'm saying? Because if you're the type of guy like me that just doesn't like to waste time and just like, yo, I'm just trying to do what I do, get what I get, and I want chicks to be compliant like that, then That's what I teach. You feel what I'm saying? And so you got to really be looking at what you want to happen, how you want it to happen, and then go that direction. All right. So yeah, man, it's fucking hot as shit in here. But yo, man, I'm gonna holler at you guys later, and I will talk to y'all soon. Remember, the truth is inside you. Peace. I'm going. I'm out.